Good morning, dear children. Today we are going to start a new chapter that is called Devotional Path to Divine. In this chapter, we will study about the people perform rituals of worship or sing bhajans, kirtans, or qawwalis, or even repeat them in the name of God in silence, and some of them are moved into tears. Such intention, devotion, or love of God is the legacy of various kinds of bhakti and Sufi moments that we have involved in this chapter. Let's move to the chapter The Idea of a Supreme God. Prior to the emergence of large kingdoms, different groups of people worshipped their own gods and goddesses. With the growth of towns, trades, and empires, people were brought together and new ideas began to develop. The idea that every living thing passes through countless cycles of birth and rebirth performing good and bad deeds was widely accepted. Also, the idea that not all human beings are equal in birth as well as gained ground. Many learned texts focused on the belief that social privileges come from the birth in a noble family or a high caste. Uneasy with these ideas, many people turned to teaching of Buddha or the Jainas, were stressed on possibility to overcome social differences and break the circle of rebirth via personal effort. Some were also attracted to the idea of a supreme God who could deliver human from such a bondage if approached with devotion or bhakti, an idea advocated in the Bhagavad Gita. It grew more popular the early countries of the Common Era. Supreme deities to be worshipped using elaborate ritual called Shiva, Vishnu, and Durga. Also, the gods and goddesses worshipped in various areas came to be identified with Shiva, Vishnu, or Durga. Local myths and legends became a part of the Puranic stories. Methods of worship recommended in a Puranas were included in the local cult. Puranas also lay down the possibility for devotees to receive the grace of God regardless of their caste status. The idea of bhakti became highly popular, and even Buddhists and Jainas adopted these beliefs. A new kind of bhakti in South India, Nayanars and Alvars. 7th to 9th century, emergence of new religious movements led by the Nayanars and Alvars came from all castes including untouchables like the Pulayar and the Panars. They were sharply critical of the Buddhist and Jainas preached ardent love of Shiva or Vishnu, path of salvation, drew upon the ideals of love and heroism found the Sangam literature and that blended with them with the values of Bhakti Nayanas and Alvas went from place to place composed exquisite poems of praise of the deities enriched in the villages they visited and set the music between 10th and 12th centuries. Cholas and Pandya kings built elaborate temples around many of the shrines visited by saint poets strengthened the links between Bhakti tradition and temple worship, and the poem of compiled hagiographies of religious biographies of Alvas and Nayanars were also composed to use these texts across of writing histories and the Bhakti tradition. Philosophy and Bhakti. Shankara, most influential philosopher of India, born in Kerala in 8th century and advocate of Advaita or doctrine of the oneness of individual, soul and supreme God, which of the ultimate reality taught that Brahman the only ultimate reality, was formless and without any attributes considering the world around as to be illusion or maya, and preached renunciation of world adoption of path and knowledge to understand the true of nature, the Brahman, and attain salvation. Ramanuja, born in Tamil Nadu, the 11th century, deeply influenced by Alvas, as the best meaning of attaining salvation was through intense devotion to Vishnu. Vishnu is his grace helped the devotee to attain the bliss of union with him, propounded the doctrine of Vishwadeva Datta or qualified oneness in that the soul, even when unified the Supreme God. Basavanna's Virasheva. The connection between the Tamil Bhakti movement and temple worship led to a reaction best represented in the Virashaiva movement initiated by Basavanna and his companions like Allama Prabhu and Akka Mahadevi. Movement began in Karnataka in mid 12th century. Virashaivam argued strongly for the equality of all human beings against Brahmanical ideas about caste and the treatment of women, were against all forms of ritual and ideal worship. The saints of Maharashtra. From 13th to 17th centuries, Maharashtra saw a great number of saint poets whose songs in simple Marathi continue to inspire people. Most important among them were Dhyaneshwar, Namdev, Eknath, and Tukaram. Women like Shakubhai and family of Chokhamela, who belonged to the untouchable Mahar caste religion tradition of Bhakti, focused on the Vittala temple in Pandharpur, or the notion of personal God residing in the hearts of all people. Saint poets rejected all forms of rituals, outward display of pity, and social differences based on birth, even rejected the idea of reunification and preferred to live with their families, earning their livelihood like any other person. While humbly serving fellow human beings in needs, humanist idea emerged as they insisted that bhakti lay in sharing others' pain. Famous Gujarati saint Narshi Mehta said, "They were the Vaishnavas who understand the pain of others." This is all for today, children. We will have the explanation of this on our live classroom. Thank you, children.